Exactly. So, now, it's time for us to discuss the finer details of the ceremony. We covered the fire lighting part of the proceedings yesterday. The next part is the purification of the Mountain King. It's quite simple. You just need to use the sacred flame. We've done it plenty of times before, and it's always very routine. I'm sure you won't have any problems. One point I'd like to stress, though, is that you need to burn away as much of the abyssal energy as you possibly can. The more we dispel, the longer the Mountain King will remain asleep.
Asleep, huh?
Precisely. In previous years, the Flame Bearer has often been... But I understand that you have a lot of experience fighting against the Abyss, and you seemed to wield the sacred flame quite effortlessly yesterday. With your help, I'm optimistic this time we can dispel all the remaining abyssal energy from the Mountain King's body, freeing us from this ever-looming threat from...
Traveler?
So this doesn't faze you at all, huh? You clearly have a lot of confidence. That's all you really need to know? The ceremony's in 3 days. I'll come and fetch you when we're ready. In the meantime, feel free to take a look around our settlement. It would mean a lot to the elders if you wouldn't mind helping them out with a few errands here and there.
So now we have extra errands to run? Maybe we should add a little extra...
Just a humble suggestion, that's all. It will help you gain the respect of our people, and as a mighty hero, I'll be sticking around for the next few days. So if you have any questions...
Seems like Kinich was right. We should go meet up with him right away.
Huh, you're here.
Kinich! Elder Trinidad said that...
I can tell. It's written on your faces.
Is that the Traveler in Paimon? Forgive me for not being there to welcome you on your arrival. That should have been my duties.
Hello, Chief Waina.
I only heard the news from Trinidad yesterday, so I asked Kinich to invite you over for a quick chat. I believe Kinich has already filled you in, so I'll get straight to the point. Firstly, I fully endorse your appointment as flame bearers for the upcoming Turnfire. However, I would like to request that you take steps to ensure the Mountain Kings. Every child of our tribe grows up hearing the tales of our heroes. From Yupanqui the Firebringer, to Burkina and the Mountain King who fought against the Abyss. This is our history and our heritage, the source of our pride and the center of our faith. To kill the Mountain King would be to destroy our spirit. I would never be able to face our ancestors in the Night Kingdom. Nana's death was a great tragedy, and I do not blame Trinidad for the actions he has taken. Nevertheless, I cannot allow any harm to come to the Mountain King. The very roots of our identity are... My honored guests, please give this matter your serious consideration. Perhaps there is, but despite all our attempts to contain the situation over the years, we've not found it. Right now, I should like to hear where you stand on this matter. I understand. There are still 3 days left before the ceremony. I hope they will bring you clarity.
So, Kinich, earlier you were saying...
Let's walk and talk. I'll show you around the tribe.
That works too. Paimon needs to get some air after this. Kinich, Paimon finally understands why you turned Trinidad down. You knew what he was planning, didn't you? That's why you didn't want to be the Flame Bearer this time, because it's a double-edged sword. The whole Mora thing was just a sneaky excuse.
Double-edged sword is right. But my response wasn't merely an excuse. To solve this exceptional problem, an exceptional price must be paid. I'm working on it.
Really? Well, come on then, let's hear it!
In a moment. Didn't you have a question you were about to...
Oh, yeah. What was it again? Oh, right! We need to talk about How. He's completely unhinged.
I agree that he has a problem. He needs disciplining, so I hired him a teacher.
You got him a teacher? Oh, Paimon would love to see him get scolded for bad behavior. Anyway, moving on. When we ran into a How, he said you two were investigating some abyss thing together. Is that related to the whole mountain?
Yes, that's the angle I've been working on. I'm a Saurian hunter, but I occasionally hunt the abyss too. One time I was pursuing some purple demonic dogs when I accidentally entered a hidden space. I did some research after the fact. Apparently they're known as beastly rifts, and there are many of them of all different sizes. That's where those purple dogs were coming from. So, if we can locate one of these beastly rifts, clear the monsters out, and move the Mountain King inside, he'd be able to continue living, but without posing a threat.
Whoa, that sounds kinda crazy. Would it really?
It's not without its risks, of course. There's a lot of unknowns in the equation. For instance, for all we know, a prolonged period inside the rift could make the Mountain King's condition worse. Still, we desperately need something like this, even just as a temporary measure. You've seen the conflict the issue is causing in our tribe for yourselves, and believe me, the chief is adamant about keeping the Mountain King alive.
Paimon can understand. It's less about the Mountain King and more about preserving your culture.
Yes, but on the flip side, you've got people like Elder Trinidad, who is more concerned about protecting the people he cares about now and into the future. And he has every right to take that view. It's one thing to try and preserve the last remnants of a glorious past, but making your kin pay the price for it? No one can seriously tell them that's a fair trade.
You're right. There's no easy answers here. Let's leave that to one side for a moment and assume we go with your plan. How do you actually intend to find one of these beastly rifts? Because at least in our experience, the dogs open the rifts when they want to attack us, not the other way around.
I think I know a way. You have any better ideas?
Not at the moment, but it just feels like using the power of the Abyss for our own ends isn't gonna... After all, the Abyss is what turned the Mountain King into a monster in the first place. People are gonna...
If it doesn't end well, then that's the price we pay. Everything in the world comes at a price. Even when Yupanqui, the Firebringer, stole the Turnfire, it cost him. The Mountain King's erratic outbursts have brought tensions within the tribe to a boiling point. Unless this gets resolved quickly, everyone will...
All right. So what's this deal you wanted to make with us?
All I need you to do is keep... I'm getting harassed on a daily basis by people trying to convince me to be the Flame Bearer. I can't afford to waste all my energy dealing with them. If you help me out, there'll be a gift for you.
Ooh, what kind of gift?
Something well worth your while, I'd say. Just keep doing what you've been doing. Integrate yourself with the tribespeople, so everyone comes to terms with the fact that we have a new... That way, I won't have an endless stream of people coming to beg me to join the ceremony, and I can focus on finding a way to summon the beastly rift. Then, when the day of the ceremony comes, we'll...
Still sounds pretty crazy. Even for a daredevil like you, that's dangerous. And even if it works, what if neither Chief Lina nor Elder Trinidad are happy with it? Have you thought about what you'd do then?
At least the two of them would finally be on the same side of the issue, leaving only me on the opposing side. The tribe needs leaders like them far more than a Saurian hunter for hire like me. Can I take that to mean that we have a deal?
For sure. And who knows, maybe we'll come up with an even better solution to all of this in the next couple of days.
Great. Well, for the next couple of days, please spend some time among the tribe and lend a hand wherever you can. I'm sure everyone will be swept off their feet when they meet our new Flame Bearer. Good luck to us both.
Okay, task for the day. Meet the tribespeople and take some heat off of Kinich's back.
Pony, how can you call the mountain?
Because he hurt a lot of people. And look what happened to Nana.
But it wasn't on purpose. The Mountain King is sick.
That's true. But the fact remains that he's now a threat to all.
How can you be so harsh to someone who's sick? If you don't take back what you just said, I don't know if we can carry on being friends.
Toba, Kuni, what?
Pony's saying nasty things about the Mountain King. It's not right. He's our hero.
Once upon a time, maybe. But not anymore.
Yesterday, maybe, but not anymore.
Toba? Fine. I guess my dad is right. Things change, and you just have to accept it and move forward. As of today, our friendship is over. Oh, come on, cut it out, you two. We have some great news to tell you. The Traveler is gonna be the flame bearer for the next Turnfire night.
What? Really?
So that's what my dad wanted to talk to you about? To be fair, from what we saw the other day, you are pretty good at climbing cliffs. Probably just as good as Kinich.
Wait, speaking of Kinich.
Oh yeah, good question. Is he not coming to... We can get him to come, but if he catches you two fighting again, he won't be happy. He'll be sure to give you both a piece.
No, we can't let that happen. I've never even spoken to him before. I can't afford to make such a bad...
I didn't mean to argue with Toba. All I said was that the Mountain King has done some pretty bad things. He was the one who turned it into a fight. Yeah, if you weren't friends, there's no way Toba would have come to look for the baby Saurians with you. All right. Well, because it's the Traveler and Paimon and Kinich, Dad just really misses Nana. And I was really upset that she's gone.
Huh? Oh. I shouldn't have spoken to you the way I did either. It wasn't very nice of me. For the Traveler and Paimon...
That's more like it. Now you're best friends. Guess so. Toba, if I ever say something mean about the Mountain King in the future, I'll make sure. I'd better go buy some colored cloth for my dad now. He needs it for Turnfire night. Let's play again some other time. See you, Toba. See you, Traveler and Paimon.
Okay. I'll head home as well then.
Okay, take care, you two. Even though they said they're sorry, it looks like their friendship isn't as strong as it was before. Let's just hope we can solve this once. Come on, let's move on. Huh? What's going on over there? Let's take a look.
A rehearsal for the Turnfire night.
Ooh, there's a dance involved? Kind of...
You don't know it? Ah, I guess you're not from these parts, huh? It's
why do you say that?
because of the Turnfire night, of course. The Mountain King could wake up at any time. That's why we're holding an This isn't one of those fun and games festivals. For outsiders...
Well, did you know that the Flame Bearer this time is actually gonna...
Oh, I did hear about that. It's a first for sure. I would have loved to meet them in person. What? Oh, it's you? Man, oh, it's funny. I was just thinking that I'll probably miss out on meeting the new Flamebearer since I'm not taking part this time around. Then suddenly, there you are!
You're not taking part in the Turnfire Night? How come?
You must be joking. Not bad, right? Yeah, I'm considered one of the better-looking guys who dances beneath the pillars of the sacred flame. Been doing it a few years.
Oh, very impressive.
Well, I feel like the whole Mountain King situation is getting more and more precarious. It's just not safe here anymore. One of our elders' Saurian companions even lost her life. Now, the question is, what are we gonna do about this in the long term? But our leaders don't have any answers for us. They're probably too busy fighting about it amongst them. The way things are going, it's only a matter of time before it gets violent. So I figured, you know what? Now's as good a time as any to get away for a little while. Go do some exploring.
You look a little disappointed.
Disappointed? Nah. It's a great opportunity to go see the world. As every male scion of the canopy knows, wherever you are and wherever you go, the only way is forwards. We take pride in that. I won't forget my roots. I managed to get in touch with the Saurian Relics Association. They gave me a simple test. Find a decent quality relic, and they'll make me a member.
What's the story?
You've never heard of it? It's a group of amateur history enthusiasts who do research on the ancient Saurian era. They're all about collecting relics and remnants from that. Speaking of which, the guy who was Flamebearer before you, I've heard that his Saurian buddy comes from that time.
A how? A how's a relic from an ancient Saurian...
Oh, yeah, him. So you know those two already. Then, do you know how they met? It was deep inside some mysterious ruin, and they signed a contract there. The association folks say that the kind of contract usually comes with a huge hidden cost.
Really?
Who knows? But if it's true, Kinich can probably handle it. He knows what he's doing with weighing up contracts and costs and stuff. I doubt he'd make a contract that doesn't benefit him. Strangely enough, I actually happened upon a strange mural a while back, and it looked to me like it was depicting a Saurian and a human involved in some kind of Saurian-era contract ritual.
Oh, does that count as a relic then?
You bet it does. I was all ready to go take a picture of it and use that as my entry ticket, but after all the abyssal activity recently, I heard that area's been overrun by monsters. The best laid plans, huh? I'll just have to wait, or... You look like you know your way around a fight. I don't suppose there's any chance...
If all you need to get is a picture, that should be pretty achievable, right? The Traveler deals with monsters all the time. It's a piece...
Wait, you're seriously gonna help?
Come on, it's no big deal. Compared to some of the things we've been roped into before, this...
Pyro Archon above. You two have hearts of gold, you know that? Of course it is. All right, come with me. There it is. It's inside these ruins. There it is. It's inside these ruins.
Alrighty then. Stay back and take cover.
Great minds think alike.
Illusion! Time to shine!
This is order. Solidify!
Hey! Surely not!
Torn to oblivion!
That should be the last of them. It's a good thing Tiago had the sense to stay in his hiding place, or things could have... Hey, look! That's gotta be it, right? Definitely looks like a mural. True. Now that you mention it, most ancient murals take up a whole huge wall. This looks more like someone with a paintbrush got bored and started doodling. It does match the story he told us, though. There's a Saurian and a human. So, is that supposed to be what an ancient whatever. We're not here to decipher it. Just... That's a wrap. Let's take it back to Tiago.
You've been robbed? Oh, Ponche. And
I put blood, sweat, and tears into that, and now I've got nothing to show for it. Some gap-toothed goon stole it.
Tiago, is this the picture you were looking for?
Let me take a look. Yep, that's the one. Hey, Ponche, come and say hi to these guys. They're gonna be the new flame bearers.
Wait, are you...
Huh? You...
I don't...
My nephew Toba's been telling everyone about you. He says you're crazy strong, super friendly, that you helped him out, and that you're gonna be our flame bearers this Turnfire night.
Oh, so you're Toba's uncle. Great to meet you, sir. Sounds like we managed to make a bit of a name for ourselves.
Toba's not wrong, my friend. These two are honestly some of the nicest, most...
Really? All I want is to get...
Allow me to explain. Ponche is a well-known scholar within our tribe, author of the widely acclaimed book, Yupanqui's Turnfire.
I spent years of my life researching that book. I visited every last ruin, interviewed on the word Malipo alone. I covered at least 5 different interpretations of the meaning based on accounts.
It was an unparalleled masterpiece.
And now it's all gone. That little goon ambushed me during my morning walk. He snatched all of my belongings, including my...
That book was everything to him. It's like they robbed him of his soul when they took it.
Dear honored guests of our clan, I am but a helpless old student. If only for Toba and Tiago...
See what I mean, Ponche?
Hey! You thief!
What do you want now, you old bum? God, you're a waste of space. Prepare to get shoved butt first into a tree hollow. Oh, what's this? Eat dirt, suckers!
Hey, he's trying to get away! You good?
Stop, please! By all the warriors, heroes, gods, and kings, please. I don't have your stuff anymore.
Oh, yeah? Well, where is it? You threw it away?
The old bum's bag didn't have a single mora in it. Just a tatty old book. All that time lying in wait was for nothing. I was so...
Is that really the truth?
The same place you found me. Look, I swear on the Pyro Archon, it's the truth.
Okay, what do we do now? It sounds like he's telling the truth. Right, let's hope...
Although the Turnfire is a heroic symbol, this holds true for all. This appears. You Ponkies turn. Let me see.
Silence, book muncher. The great Kahula will suffer your droning voice.
Do you truly find no joy at all in...
Joy? What joy is there in this?
Well, it makes a pretty shocking prediction. Every bearer of the ancient name Malipo eventually meets a grisly end. Maybe that's the price you pay for the name that means price?
What? You're saying Kinich will die a violent death? So I'll finally get to take over his body? When will that glorious day arrive? The great Kahula
Wow, you are just irredeemable, aren't you? An agent of chaos down to the core. You make us Abyss Order folks look like saints.
Silence, maggot! To presume that anyone compares your kind with the great Kahula is sheer vanity. And if that day ever comes, oh, your doom will soon...
All civilizations will be reduced to rubble by the passage of time. From ancient kingdom, but from the ruins of every civilization, the dust will rise and never settle. Thus Trent and you, great Kahula How, are one such speck of dust from a bygone. Now, let me take a good look at you. We'll see whether any memories of that age still...
We're so sorry, Mr. Ponche, but we couldn't find your...
Does that mean all of my hard work?
You gotta stay positive, Ponche. You might have lost the book.
The whole reason I worked so hard to get it finished before... Well, not exactly. But I thought my
Oh, really? So what did you...
I think the key to all of this lies in the power of Malipo.
Ponche, you know as well as anyone that ancient names don't hold any real power.
You're right, but Malipo may be a special case. Given that it first arose in the era of the first Pyro Archon, it might
Yeah, I remember that story. My grandpa told it to me when I was a little kid. Maybe you're the special case. Most kids stop believing in that stuff.
I'm not talking about childhood superstitions here.
Like what?
Like the fact that the Mountain King is still alive. Everyone attributes that to the power of the Abyss. But there's more to it than that. The key factor is that Burkina summoned the power of Malipo at the cost of his... If you don't believe me, then answer me this. How many other creatures can you think of who lived longer, not shorter, after being contaminated?
Traveler, different situation, but similar idea. Doesn't this remind you of the hilly...
So, I came to the conclusion that Malipo must refer to some mysterious ritual involving a tit-for-tat exchange. It began with the first Pyro Archon, fell with the Grand Alliance, then was buried in the Night Kingdom. And now...
Hey. Sorry to interrupt.
I'm sorry. I was originally planning on presenting my findings to Kinich. I'd hoped he would be attending the...
Sounds to me like you dreamed up one fanciful theory to support...
Kinich, what are you...
I more or less finished what I was doing, so I came to have a quick catch-up.
Kinich! I'm onto something. I haven't worked out all the details, but you have to attend the...
So Mr. Ponche here has done a lot of research on the history of the Turnfire, and thinks he might have found a way.
I'll be there, Ponche. Let's go. Here will do. Yeah. I'd like your help giving it a trial run tomorrow. If that works, we have our plan come...
Sounds like you're not considering Ponche's idea.
You heard him. He hasn't worked out the details yet. We need a more practical solution with concrete...
Yet? Are you saying you think he might actually be on...
I think it's possible, based on something I know about the war 500 years ago. Burkina didn't fall to the abyss. He was killed by the Mountain King in an episode of madness. In his final moments, Burkina made the fateful decision to not fight back, and instead pass his blood and power on to the Mountain King. Maybe he thought the Mountain King was stronger than him, and more valuable to the tribe. Or maybe it was just out of loyalty to his friend. Either way, I can believe the Turnfire was involved. Whether you think his sacrifice triggered it, or his fate was sealed from the moment he took the Malipo name.
How can you drop these truth bombs with such a...
This is what I've gleaned from my many interactions with the Mountain King. His mind is so disordered. It took some time to piece it all. The story Elder Trinidad told you was the more palatable version of events. The Mountain King's mind isn't just disordered. He is suffering and feels great shame. I believe...
What? Then what should we do?
Of course not. We should help him move to a new home. It's the only practical... The Mountain King is a hero to my tribe. An object of worship, even. Ending his life would be like desecrating a statue. Still, he's been the cause of multiple disasters. And we...
Ugh. Practical solutions hurt Paimon's brain. Can we follow our hearts next time?
Then let's break for the day. I've already found... You're here.
Oh, so the gruesome twosome come crawling back. Here to make amends after the gross irreverence you displayed. Very well. The almighty Dragon Lord Kahula How shall grant you the audience that you seek. Now pucker up and kiss our feet.
Kinich, didn't you say you found him a teacher? He's just as out of control as ever!
Hey! No one gets to discipline the almighty Dragon Lord Kahula How! No one!
Maybe because I've never had a gentle-natured companion like Paimon to compare against.
Is that a compliment?
Yeah, I see what I'm missing out on now. And it's a lot.
Kinich! Ugh! We could drown this measly flying ant in one droplet of spit! How dare you compare her to the almighty Dragon Lord Kahula How! Oh, just wait till I possess your dead body! I will commit heinous atrocities! Tear down your legacy! Destroy your reputation! Wreak havoc on your... Ugh!
Traveler, Paimon, let's get down to business. Once we've opened the beastly rift, you're welcome to toss a how in there for a couple of days.
With pleasure. You don't need to ask twice.
I got my hands on this device in a trade. It's meant as bait, but it'll also stabilize the abyssal. The rift towns will tear through space to get to this. Once they're here, we take them out and claim the rift for ourselves. You'll find out soon enough. They'll tear you to pieces given half the chance, so be careful.
The wind knows me.
Gather!
Busted. Gotcha. Things are about to get dicey.
I got him cornered! Locked on!
Overruled.
Uh-oh. Are there even bigger ones on the way?
You see, Kinich? I'm a man of my word. In fact, I'd say I under-promised and over-delivered.
I take it this is your true form?
Now that our deal is complete, it's time to start the next phase of our relationship. I made a promise to the great Kahula How. A cliché, I know. The hero's trusted partner sells him out to the abyss in a shocking act of betrayal. Cue bad guy's speech and draw...
Huh?
Huh? Huh? What are you two doing here? Oh, Mr. Kinich, this is...
Traveler, this is the gift I got you. I know you're looking for intel on the Abyss Order, so I thought he might be of... But it looks like you've already met.
Yikes. Frosty reception. Gotta say, I kinda pictured this moment going a little differently. Tears of joy welling up in your eyes as you say the words, "It's good to see you again."
Don't be ridiculous. Sounds like you've been reading too many romance novels.
There we have it. Change is inevitable and nothing lasts forever. What a pity. Well then, time for you to meet the new me. This time.
Sanka! Aha! So you're Glasses Guy! You tricked Huni and Toba into telling you a bunch of stories!
What does it matter? A name is a superficial label. It's what's deep down inside that counts. And I've shown you the deepest...
That would explain a lot. Why else would you show up here and start acting like a wise guy? You...
I'll pass. I do rather like you, as I've said before. But my one quibble is that you really don't know your own strength.
Wait. Of course! You're the one behind all the recent Abyss activity! What?
Haven't I told you before? I'm not part of the inner circle who do our Highness's bidding. My interests are far more lost. I spend my time digging for truth in ancient doodads and books. You really think a benchwarmer like me is capable of more?
I investigated him. He's not connected to the recent events. Just happened. So, I struck a deal with him. He helps me summon a rift. I allow him to do some...
But that's all over. And now Kinich wants to hand me over to you. Well, I was hoping this would be an opportune moment to whisk away. That would have given me some more time to study the great Kahula. But now I've run into you, which is just my luck. Or maybe I've incited the wrath of the Turnfire, and this is the price I have to pay. But I don't understand. What did I do wrong? Wait, does that count?
How? You are the worst of the worst! Colluding with the Abyss Order against Kinich?
There is no betrayal. The almighty Dragon Lord Kahula How is a partner to no one.
Don't worry, I told him to act as bait.
Yes, and you should have picked a bigger fish. The Abyss Order? Ha! What a joke. Not even a match for our lowly servant. I put up with this toad croaking for days, and it was all for...
It looks like your disciplinary measures have been less than effective.
What did you expect? Behavioral rehab isn't really our thing. Otherwise, we might as well change our name from the Abyss Order to the Abyss Boarding School.
The abysmal disorder would suit you better. Kinich! Dispose of him! He is of no further—
Traveler?
You see, this is why I like you. Still, you shouldn't underestimate me just because I could never beat you in a straight-up fight. But when it comes to running away, I won't lose to anyone. Do me a favor and remember how fast I disappear. Maybe then you'll show me a little respect next time.
Darn! He got away again! Couldn't you have stopped him?
It's all right. He's not worth our time and energy. Besides, it seems like he's in debt to a lot of people. I'm sure they'll—
If you say so. Still, Paimon's kinda surprised that you actually struck a deal with someone from the abyss.
To borrow that guy's words, names are superficial labels. Whether you think of it like apples that have fallen from it, even the unripe fruit blown off its branch before it's full.
Huh. Well, in that specific sense, maybe Enjo's not such a bad apple.
Now, of course! Only the almighty Dragon Lord, Kahula How, is rotten to the core, an evil
Ugh. So what exactly are you anyway? You're definitely the evilest little thing Paimon's ever met.
Don't worry, he can't hurt a fly. You could say that.
Paimon heard that those kinds of contracts might come with a terrible cost attached.
Such as a how watching me like a ravenous vulture?
Vulture? Vulture? We are the Dragon Supreme, sovereign ruler of the Nation of Flame.
Let's pick this up another time. It's getting kinda late. You should go back and get some rest. Big day ahead.
Oh yeah. Hearing you lay it out like that is making Paimon a little nervous.
Then it can't hurt to say this one more time. Good luck to us. See you tomorrow.
Staring into my eyes is ill-advised. I can't promise you'll like what you see.
Ah, at long last, you're back. I hear you've done much for our people these last few days. Everyone has nothing but praise. Many young people have heard the rumors, too. They're all eager to meet.
Well, they won't have to wait for long. We really hope we can resolve the—
Well, it's nearly time.
Off we go!
Here we are.
Our honored guests have arrived. I have heard much about your fine work over the past few days. I hope you'll allow us to thank you properly after tonight's ceremony.
Don't worry about it. Getting this huge venue ready must have been a huge task. No need to make extra work for yourselves on our account.
Oh, if it means getting the Mountain King issue resolved, no cost is too great to bear.
A resolution will come in due course, but every great fire starts as a tiny spark. We must take it one step at a time.
No one would disagree with you if that were possible, Chief, but it's been far too long since we've seen a real step forward. Look around you. Can't you see how our numbers have dwindled since the last Turnfire night?
The ceremony was arranged on short notice. Many are away from home and could not make it back in time.
That may be so, but still.
Good evening, Traveler in Paimon.
Kinich! Not a moment too soon.
Chief Wayna, Elder Trinidad, could you give us a minute? I'd like to give the Traveler a few pointers as the previous Flamebearer.
Very well, but make it quick. Let me know when you're done and we will begin the ceremony.
Let's step to the side. Has anyone gone over the key steps of the ceremony with you yet?
Yeah, Elder Trinidad did, but, Paimon seems to have forgotten them?
What a surprise! The flying ant has an ant-sized brain.
If you don't want your tongue to be burned off by the sacred flame tonight, I suggest you stay quiet. See those sacred flame pillars? Once you've lit the fire, go light each one up in turn. Once that's done, head down into the cave where the Mountain King slumbers, light the braziers along the way, then bring the flame to the final altar. Then the ceremony is complete.
That sounds simple enough.
The process isn't complicated, but remember, you mustn't turn back at any point. If you miss a pillar, you can't light the next one, then come back to it. You have to keep moving forward, or it's seen as disrespecting our ancestors. If that happens, you won't receive the blessing of the Turnfire, and you'll have to start over. I made you a diagram that summarizes the steps. Take a look.
So that's our part.
I'll be with you the whole... You can leave that side of things to me.
Okay. We'll try to remember all that and get it right the first...
Ready when you are, but I think I saw... Just tell the chief when you're ready.
How are you doing? I'm counting on you. Bypassed fuel, and my brothers and sisters.
Go get the sacred flame. Nicely done. Off to a good start. Great stuff. You're over halfway. Keep it up. Impressive. Just one more to go. Come on, one last push. The final sacred flame pillar is up ahead. Great. All the pillars are alight. Next, it's down into the canyon and head for the Mountain King's cave. Almost there. The cave is just up ahead. The Abyss presence is growing strong. We should deal with the contamination first. There's the altar of the sacred flame. Remember, light up the torches around it first.
Woohoo! We've lit up. That's the Mountain King up ahead, right?
That's him. Kangamato, king of the Yumkasaurs from 500 years ago.
Paimon can tell. He's huge. Let's tread carefully.
You've made it at last. You did even better than I expected.
Traveler, now comes the final and most important step of the ceremony. Please use the power of the sacred flame.
There's no need this time.
Hmm?
Such strong abyssal power. Kinich, what is the meaning of that?
Is that a beast?
Chief Huayna, Elder Trinidad. This is about to get a little dangerous.
What do you think you're doing?
Solving the Mountain King.
You mean by having him torn to pieces?
No, stop! We can't let...
Foolish Locust! Ugh, can't you see? We're trying to shove your Locust King into the beastly rift!
But...
I'm sorry, Chief Huayna and Elder Trinidad.
Can you promise me that no harm will come?
I can't guarantee it, but I'm fairly confident.
Traveler, this is not what we agreed on. You must cleanse the Mountain King of every last trace of abyssal contamination. Okay, I see what this is. You've been in cahoot...
Ugh, you imbecile! What have you—
Oh no! The device...
You forced my hand. I had...
Elder Trinidad!
No, the Mountain King is waking up. He will...
Everyone, out!
Oh, it seems there is only one way to awaken you all from your willful blindness. Take me, oh Mountain King! Take me!
Everyone's still outside. We have to keep the Mountain King here. Give me a hand.
As one with wind and cloud!
Solidify!
Watch out for the fruits he's spitting out. I can use those against him.
Stabilize!
Target acquired.
Solidify!
I will have order!
Gotcha! Busted! Game's up! Fun's over!
What do we do? We can't open the rift!
past fuel and present flame. Life marches ever on.
Oh, Burkina, I must atone.
Patience. We will answer to the fire for all our deeds. Even if one day I fall behind, never look back. Keep moving forward, as we are now.
Live with your guilt and shame. This is the price to pay.
Heir to the Turnfire, please use my ruined vessel to train the heroes of the future. The will of Kangamato will march ever on, till the abyss is stamped out.
Pretty eventful day yesterday, huh? Paimon wonders how things are doing now. Let's go ask the chief!
Traveler, you've come at just the right time. Trinidad's condition is stabilized. He suffered burns on much of his body, but we believe—
Guess that's the best news we could hope for. Paimon has to ask, is everyone in your tribe such a risk-taker? First Kinich?
we're simply not afraid to charge ahead into the unknown. He's fine. Don't worry. He's gone to check on the Mountain King. After the incident yesterday, a transparent shell is formed around the Mountain King's body. We don't understand the mechanism behind it, but the shell appears to insulate him against the influence of— It is somewhat akin to a scab, in that it stops the abyssal energy within him from bleeding out, while also preventing further abyssal energy from— We've never seen anything like it. The tribe's most senior elders believe it was caused when he was burned by the sacred flame. Similar to the way burned wood, I think their theory makes sense. After all.
Wow. So it's made a barrier against abyssal energy?
It's practically a miracle from what we've seen of it so far. It means that the Mountain King's level of abyssal energy is now stable. No longer will we need to—
Wow! That's amazing!
I know what you're thinking. The young people in the tribe are already speculating that yesterday's ceremony was a Turnfire because you and Kinich, you summoned the very flame that appears in our ancient legends. A great transparent— and that fire is what saved the—
Whoa! So that was the—
I may be the chief of this tribe, but I've only ever known the Turnfire as a concept in our legends. If anyone can answer it, I suspect it would be the bearer of the Malipo name. He is an—
Ah, so Kinich then. Why don't we go see—
Ariel?
Let's hope you put up a...
Hey, Kinich!
Hey yourselves. You two doing okay after—
We were gonna ask you the same question. You scared Paimon half to death when you rushed into the fire!
Sorry, I couldn't just stand and watch the Mountain King get—
So you thought you'd try and extinguish the sacred flame with Dendro? Or is that an attempt to make the almighty Dragon Lord Kahulahow die of laughter?
The sacred flame only possesses a fraction of the Pyro Archon's power. It's not as if I was fighting the Pyro Archon herself.
Kinich, when you went into the flames, were
Intending to what?
you,
Sacrifice myself? Of course not. My focus was on keeping the Mountain King alive, not on what it would But now I'm curious. What made you think I was...
Well, because everyone's saying the Turnfire is what saved the king left, and Ponche's theory was that summoning the Turnfire is a tit-for-tat exchange, right? So, Paimon thought you decided to pay for it with your life.
So you've heard that rumor. I'm afraid I can't say for sure.
Well, even if you don't know, there's probably no one in the...
What I would say is, if that really was the power of the Turnfire, I'd sooner believe that the Mountain King...
The Mountain King? Then...
The core meaning of price is not atonement or It's easy to die for your sins. Much harder to live with the guilt and keep on going. In the end...
Alright, so how is the...
Health-wise, there's nothing to worry about. He'll enter a fighting stance whenever we set foot, but his attacks are gentler now and not as crazed as before. Like he said yesterday, he just intends to be a sparring partner for people to practice with. Yeah, I tried communicating with him again, but he...
We dare say that Locust King has well and truly lost its mind. The lights are on, but no, its body remains fighting fit thanks to the perverse power of the Abyss. But time has been less kind to its soul. It was
But we saw him come back to his...
That was merely one last burst of brain activity before it croaked. As you humans would say, it went out...
Oh, come on! Stop being such a doomer. Paimon bets the Mountain King has finally let go of the tragedies of the past now. And that's why he doesn't have time to chat with us. He's too busy thinking about the future.
Well, at least it means my fellow tribespeople can move forward now, too. Thank you for your help, Traveler.
Yeah, that's right. You caught Enjo for...
But he ended up being completely useless. It's not...
That's on him. It's not your fault he's useless. Besides, we're friends now. You don't know us in...
Friends? But your friendship is an even more valuable gift. I can't in good conscience accept it. So, promise me. If you need anything in the future, for you?
So, in the end, only poor little Huni got...
Yeah, everyone's happy except me. First Nana, then my dad. Why does everyone in my family have to
Huni, it'll be okay.
Toba, you're my friend, so I shouldn't say this to your face.
Huh?
Now hold your horses, kiddo. If you promise not to fight, Uncle... Okay, before you roll your eyes out of your skull, I promise you can trust me. I almost got my eyebrows burned off by the Turnfire after last time. That's why I came back to... All right, I'll just get to the point. Do you know what Uncle Sanka loves the most?
What?
Your extreme sport.
Huh?
On my first day here, I got hit by someone falling out of the sky. I believe you call it... But it's a dangerous sport, to be sure. But the...
Oh.
Of course. Anyway, the good times didn't last, because I got captured by a powerful foe, so we had to part ways. In the hands of the enemy, I was scorned. Why does Uncle Sanka always... But in the end, I made it through, and I left...
The moral of the story is to look forward in life, right?
Very smart, Huni. But what I'm trying to tell you is that after I reunited with my friend, I found her injuries were all healed, but she really missed her family. So, I thought you might like to see her too. She's right behind you. Turn around and see.
Another trick about not turning back? I'm not falling. Huh?
Let's hope you put up a good fight.
Let's finish this fast.